Silver Nemesis was Doctor Who's official 25th anniversary story. Episode 1 was broadcast on 23rd November 1988. But by then we'd already seen Remembrance of the Daleks, which was a much better celebration of 25 years of the show, so this felt a little redundant. It's also the final appearance of the Cybermen in the classic series, although it's really not one of their better stories. As with Remembrance, this story also revolves around an ancient Time Lord weapon that the Doctor previously sent away, and is now using it to destroy one of his oldest enemies. Someone should really have spotted the similarities before the script was finished, possibly the script editor. This time the MacGuffin is a Time Lord metal called Validium, which has been used to make a bow and arrow and a statue called Nemesis, and if they're all put together, they will form an incredibly powerful weapon, I think. The main problem is that there are a lot of callbacks and references to the Doctor's last encounter with Nemesis, only we never saw that story because it's never been made, and I don't think it's been recreated in books or audio form either. So watching this, you constantly feel like you missed out on the first part of the story and are struggling to catch up. And by the end of the 3 episodes, it's still not very clear. There are 3 groups of antagonists, all seeking to possess the statue, which is really one too many. The most entertaining is Lady Painfort, played by Fiona Walker, a 17th century noblewoman who travels in time by drinking a magic potion. There is no scientific explanation, magic just works now. It's like the 15th Doctor era come early. She has a companion called Richard, and they go on their own adventures, kind of like a mirror image of the Doctor and Ace. There are some fun scenes of her interacting with 20th century humans, including hitching a lift with a rich American woman, but sadly she's kept apart from the Doctor until the very end. Also after the statue are a gang of neo-Nazis, headed by De Flores, played by Anton Diffring, who is a veteran at playing cold-hearted Nazis. This was still only 40 years after the war, when it was still conceivable that actual Nazis could still be living on in South America. It's probably not a storyline that they would tackle nowadays. Lastly, we have the Cybermen, again played by David Banks and Mark Hardy, but they're nowhere near as impressive as they were on their previous appearances. Now it seems you just need to toss a gold coin in their general direction and they instantly explode. Pathetic. The Doctor and Ace do a lot of dashing about throughout the story. Every episode has them making multiple TARDIS trips, so he's clearly in full control for once. It feels wrong for them to keep popping in and out of the TARDIS every 5 minutes like they're just popping down the shops. It works a lot better when they can only use it at the beginning and end of stories. Along the way they visit Lady Painfort's manor in 1638, which looks authentically dingy, and they meet the Queen in Windsor Castle, or at least somebody who looks a bit like her and keeps corgis. In the end, all the various factions come together, and Lady Painfort threatens to reveal who the Doctor really is. This is the first real indication of the Cartmel master plan, designed to make the Doctor more mysterious than he's been since the Time Lords were first revealed. There were hints of it in Remembrance of the Daleks, but here it's front and centre. It's all done a bit heavy-handed here, but restoring the mystery of the character is definitely a good thing, although we only got hints of it on screen, and it wouldn't be played out fully until the New Adventures novels. Finally, Lady Painfort merges with the statue, somehow, and it destroys the Cyber Fleet, much like the Hand of Omega destroyed Skaro. It's a neat ending. All the bad guys end up wiping each other out, but it's not clear if the Doctor engineered it all or if they were just hopelessly incompetent. Possibly a bit of both. The DVD has just under an hour of special features. Industrial Action is a making-of documentary with the writer, director and script editor, as well as Sylvester, McCoy, Sophie, Aldred and the actor who played Richard. The writer Kevin Clark admits he made up the story on the spot and intended for the Doctor to really be God. I'm surprised the tabloid press haven't made more of that, to be honest. We hear how there was no read-through and barely any rehearsal, which is not surprising. And they tell stories about some of the guest stars. There's also another long package of deleted scenes, almost another episode worth. They really got the timing wrong with these 3-parters. And there are some good scenes which were cut, with the Doctor talking about jazz, a lot more scenes of De Flores and his interactions with the Cybermen, and a whole sequence of the Doctor and Ace escaping the palace guards, which was completely cut, and includes a wonderful scene of Ace seeing a portrait of herself from her own future. The show would have been much better with them all included. Overall, it's a bit of a mess, with far too much crammed in to make any sense, and the Cybermen are totally wasted. 3 out of 10. Thank you for watching. If you want to support this channel, then you could check out my Patreon, where I am reviewing 7th Doctor audio stories and new episodes of Star Trek Strange New Worlds every week. Next week on this channel, the greatest show in the galaxy. This was the last story that I didn't previously own on DVD, so it's possibly one I haven't seen since it was originally broadcast. So tune in next week if you want to see what I think of it now, and I'll see you next time.